The Philippou brothers have released their second horror film, Bring Her Back. Being a longtime supporter of their YouTube channel as well as massively loving their breakout film Talk to Me, I was super excited to see what Bring Her Back had in store, and I must say, it was even better than I imagined. The film is this constant feeling of dread as we bounce between multiple character traumas that are now influenced by demonic entities. We get some really awesome lore into the demons in the film without ever going into too much detail. We know that there's this ritual that requires a human sacrifice to bring back the soul of the deceased into a new body, and that to do so you'll need a possession to transfer it. There's so many cool lore moments in this movie, like the demon being calmed down by circles, especially when the foster mom rubs circles on Ollie's forehead to subdue his freakouts, as well as the demon's insatiable hunger. The scenes where Ollie was eating the table in huge chunks out of his own arm made my skin crawl in ways I hadn't felt in a long time. I also really enjoyed the main protagonist. It was super endearing to see the older brother bond between his blind sister and how they were truly inseparable until one ultimate gaslighter got between them. So basically we follow Piper, who is blind, and her brother Andy as they lose their dad in an unfortunate accident. Their father fell to his death after slipping in the shower, something that is such a simple everyday mistake that costed his life. Andy is now scared of showering over fear of slipping like his dad, so we get scenes of him rinsing off with a hose outside and trying any other method to clean himself due to his new paranoia. Now that their father is dead, the two must be placed into foster care until Andy becomes a legal guardian for Piper in a couple months. So the duo is now under the care of Laura, this seemingly kooky foster mom who is housing another child by the name of Ollie. The general story is Laura has gone crazy over losing her daughter in an incident where she drowned in the pool, and her foster child Ollie was actually a stolen child possessed by a demon she named after her deceased son. Laura wanted to adopt Piper so she can kill her and have demon Ollie transfer her daughter's soul into Piper's body, but is stalled because Piper was sent with Andy, who is older and more aware of the strange occurrences happening at their new home. The movie is basically master gaslighting as Laura manipulates every situation to drive Piper and Andy apart, while making Andy feel as if he's going crazy due to not coping with his father's death. The movie is bleak and scary, and honestly, you couldn't predict what would happen next, which is why when things began to climax in the final act, I was genuinely worried for our characters. Sadly, Andy did die. The way he did too made me so furious at Laura, which I know is the point, but man, did he deserve better than being drowned slowly in a tiny rain puddle. Piper is then picked up by Laura to finish the seance, and Piper tries her best to escape, but is ultimately about to be drowned by Laura, but she is saved when she desperately cries out for her mother while facing death. Hearing a little girl that so closely resembled her daughter crying out for her mom struck a chord in Laura, who decides to no longer go through with the murder. Which I understand, but also Laura was so far gone and had just killed Andy and a service worker she had known for years, like minutes earlier, and now can't follow through with killing Piper, but the reason she doesn't is justified enough where I'm not bothered by that decision. The movie ends with Piper surviving, the possessed boy getting his body back, and the police closing in on Laura. A super sad movie full of tragedy, with the silver lining that at least the youngest of the children survived, but all in all, a still super sad ending. Not going to lie, sitting there watching this all unfold started to actually give me such anxiety I almost had a panic attack in the theater, which was just me and 3 other people. I will say, for how good these movies by the Philippou brothers are, I've only been in empty theaters to watch them. There were 3 people in the room for Talk to Me, and 3 for Bring Her Back, and it genuinely baffles me because these films are so good and well directed over so much Hollywood slop that we get with full seats. Hopefully word of mouth with these movies spread across the states so that with their next film, people are aware and they flock to see it, because they deserve it, and you as a viewer deserve to spend your time and money on good entertainment. A part of me also likes to believe that this movie takes place in the same world as Talk to Me, because they both have vague demonic lore and the stories don't contradict or intersect with each other, but they would fit perfectly inside of the same realm. Maybe they'll confirm it, if they haven't already, but I'm super on board and excited for more of the Philippou horror cinematic universe. Let me know if you saw Bring Her Back in theaters, down in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe for more movie talk. And until the next possession, I hope you all have a great day.